Hi everybody! Obviously I'm in my kitchen, and that is because today's video is one of my favorite recipes. I really love food, any food in general, but one of my favorite things about food is that it brings people together. Anybody who knows my family very well knows that if we are gathering, there's going to be a lot of food and it's going to all be very good. And nothing brings you closer than sitting together with your family and enjoying a really good meal. So the recipe I'm sharing today is one that I grew up with and one that I make quite frequently for my kids. It's toddler approved. What's amazing is it's really versatile. You can make it into whatever you like and what you prefer, and that's the amazing thing about food, is that it's different for everybody and every family. Nice toddler. Hi. Hi. Yep. So without further ado, here are my mama's chicken enchiladas. So today I'm using chicken breast, but you can use beef, pork, whatever. You can even use ground beef. I'm seasoning it with some pepper, some onion powder, and garlic. And my phone just went off. Anyways, I'm cooking it in the Pampered Chef crock pot. It's gonna go into the microwave, but I've boiled it. I've put stuff just in the crock pot for the day, and then when it's time to assemble the enchiladas, that's when I shred the meat and take care of it. Really, any sort of meat, and then when you make the sauce, you would use the same type of either broth or bouillon. So if you're doing beef enchiladas, you'd want to use beef bouillon. Anyways, so that's the first step, is just shredded meat. And my chicken is finally done. I take the chicken out and reserve all of the juices. I find that it leaves a better flavored sauce. You'll use those juices from your meat as your liquid and then make up the difference with, once again, broth or water and bouillon. So partly why I love this pan is I just cooked my chicken in the microwave. It was done super quick, and now I can immediately transfer it to the stove. I'm adding 4 cups of water. I double my sauce recipe because we like lots of sauce and we like it a little bit runny, so I just add the water and the bouillon for the recipe, and then those juices make up more. And then I have a mixture of cornstarch, chili powder, garlic powder, cumin, oregano, and I mix all of that up and I add olive oil, and that just makes it so that it goes into the water on the stove without having any lumps by mixing it beforehand with the olive oil. My water is boiling, so I'm just going to add my spice mixture, stir it all up, and my sauce is done. It will thicken as it heats up, and then once it's the consistency of the sauce that you like, you can turn it off and take it off of the stove. I like to prep before filling my enchiladas. It just makes it so much easier to put everything out and then fill them. I also like to put sauce in the bottom of my pan instead of greasing it. It flavors the bottom of the tortillas, and that way you're just having your enchilada flavor, and it does grease it. It doesn't stick to the pan. This is where you can make your enchiladas your own. You can do as much or as little meat to cheese ratio. Growing up, my brother wouldn't eat the enchiladas with meat in them because he's crazy. So my mom would just do cheese. My sons like meat, they'll eat it, but that is a way to make it more, I guess, easier for a baby who's super picky to eat. Also, the tortillas that I am using are the burrito size. They're the biggest. My husband is a hearty eater. He likes a big enchilada, so that's the ones that I bought, but you can use any tortilla that you like. My enchiladas are stuffed and I'm just putting the sauce on top. I actually have excess sauce today, which is crazy because I'm always wishing that I made more. Today I made way too much, but once again, we love the sauce in our house, so I really put it on there, but you can do just the normal recipe for the big pan if you're not a sauce lover. And then I also like to break up the tortillas, and as you see I'm doing, just making it so that the sauce is everywhere. And then we always top it with cheese. It's also good topped with green onions and maybe even a little bit of cilantro. We also like to cover it before putting it in the oven because that makes the cheese more gooey and not crusty. Although my mom loves crusty cheese, and so sometimes she'll uncover it when it's done baking. Really, the baking is just to heat it all the way through. One of the side dishes that we love with our enchiladas are cilantro lime rice. It's super easy, super delish. All little kids love rice. It's not super spicy. I normally use chicken broth, but I was completely out. That's why I'm using a bunch of bouillon in this video. But you put in your rice, and instead of water, you can do chicken broth. I do a little bit of chili lime rub, some cumin, some canned green chilies, and cilantro. One of our favorite veggie dishes is actually just sauteed spinach. What I love about it is I can do almost a whole container of spinach and my family will eat the whole thing, which I'd like to say 3.5. It's my husband, myself, our 2.5-year-old, and then our 11-month-old, but he doesn't eat much. So my family will eat all of the spinach. They're getting tons of greens in their meal, and they don't think that it's that much. You can see how far that cooks down, so you really do get a lot of greens for the amount that it cooks down to. And my rice is done. I'm just gonna fluff it up and kind of mix it. Because I did it in the rice mixer, it doesn't really stay mixed. If you do it on the stove top, you can obviously stir it as it's cooking and it helps it stay more blended. I never set a timer for these enchiladas. I just watch the sauce, and if it's bubbling or boiling, then I know that everything is heated through. Once again, it's not that long, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. And ta-da, we have enchiladas that are done. So this is my husband's plate, and I think it looks pretty good. This is a family favorite once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe.